Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Right, well, we're going to jump right in. We've got only 30 minutes together today and a lot to cover. So I want to get into our topic on referral marketing. So we're glad to have you with us today. Again, thanks for joining us. We're going to move really quickly through the content today. So please take notes and also feel free to ask questions. You will receive a copy of the slide deck and the recording after our presentation today. If you're anything like me, you have the best of intentions to rewatch the replay, but never really get around to it. But it'll be helpful for you that if you do need to kind of revisit this, come back to it because we moved at such a vigorous you'll have that opportunity. So if you do have questions, again, don't hesitate to throw that into the chat box as we get going today. I'm Lori Pulvermacher. I'm a practice advisor here at Atticus, and I'm happy to be speaking with you today about referral marketing. In addition to working with the attorneys at Atticus here, usually in a one-on-one capacity, I also oversee a group coaching program that we call our Rainmakers program. It's designed to aid attorneys in being more marketing minded, more marketing driven, and use various client development tactics. Of course, a very important one of those is indeed referral marketing. Most of us are not natural marketers. Most of us don't love it, but we need to do it. So, I love the saying that you don't have to love it, you just have to do it. But if you want more information on the Rainmakers program, Abby is in the background helping me out today, and she's going to drop that link into the chat box so you can check that out if that might be of interest. This is also a great program if you have an associate attorney who you want to get more involved in business development, marketing, and networking. Our mission here at Atticus is to help you focus on the things that really matter, the things that are really important, both in your practice and in your life. We provide a variety of different training to aid you in skill development that's necessary to build and maintain and create a sustainable and thriving practice. We also have mechanisms that we put in place that provide a structure of accountability. And really it's about helping you achieve the goals and the ambitions that you have, again, for your practice, your business, your life. We're dedicated only to attorneys, their teams, and their legal businesses. When we look at the importance of success in building the business, we often say that what got you here won't get you there. And running and owning a law practice requires more than just being a really great attorney. So we often work with our members on those essential business skills that differentiate the working in the business mentality versus working on the business mentality, and growing again through a sustainable and scalable methodology. We've identified that the growth cornerstones to achieving revenue, profit, control, freedom, are time management, which is sharpening and focusing and prioritizing, on marketing, attracting high value clients, on your team, staffing, hiring, firing, and building a great team over time. And then finally, cash flow and profitability, and really having attention and focus to firm economics. Our intention today is to aid you in understanding how to make the referral marketing a process within your business. Consistency is going to be key. And for those of you just recently joined us, just want to mention once again, we're moving very quickly content today. So, we've got a lot to cover in the time that we have remaining. So if you, we're worried about not catching something, you will get the replay, you will get the slide deck afterwards to be able to revisit this. When we talk about the difference between referral clients and any other client that comes in through any other means, I think we can all agree that a client that comes to us through a referral is probably better than those that come to us, again, by any other means, whether that's a Facebook ad, a website search. And personally, in the time that I've been working with attorneys, I've never worked with an attorney who didn't want to receive direct referrals from clients or from professional partners. So the client who is referred to you is just simply a higher quality lead. And the likelihood of them converting is much higher as well. And typically what most attorneys love about this is a lot of the salesmanship has been removed. You don't have to sell yourself as much. The prospect already comes to you with the assumptions that you're honest, you're fair, you're competent, and you're qualified to assist them. So if we know that referrals are the preferred mechanism for new business, and we know that these are great potential clients, why are we so hesitant to ensure that referrals are a major focus and process within the firm? I think the big component here, and one of the biggest stumbling blocks for so many attorneys, is the mindset around the referral process and the referral ask, or they look at the referral process as being a passive approach, right? So I'm asking people for business, but I'm asking for it with my signature, my email signature, or I'm asking by saying, hey, tell your friends about us. So again, a more passive approach to truly asking for it. So in our experience, again, mindset tends to be the biggest barrier to implementing a successful process. We have certain scripts in our head, we have certain assumptions, we have an intimidation around asking for business. So I want you to think about, what is your mindset around asking for referrals? Abby is dropping this worksheet into the chat box so that you can have that. And as an output of the webinar today, I hope that you'll go through it. And when you do, go through it objectively and score yourself on where you are in each of these categories. And then include the why. Why, if you score low in certain areas, what is the why? What's the script? What's the self-limiting thought? What's the hesitation associated with that? Because that's going to help you understand how you might overcome it and be able to create the action step in the final column there. What is the thing that I can do to overcome this, or to start implementing and doing this more consistently? And then in the bottom is where you can record your insights and kind of glean what you learned and what were some ahas as you went through this exercise. Maybe you find some themes or some trends. But again, the hope here is that this kind of forces you to come into the subconscious a little bit and understand what are some of the things that you may realize, but you likely may not realize are holding you back or impacting your approach to referral marketing. So again, we know referral marketing is probably one of the best vehicles to build your business, but it's not something that's done typically consistently. So we just highlighted the biggest reason, which is our mindset. And in the past 20 years of working with attorneys, I've also heard these other reasons as to why I don't commit to a referral program or process, why I don't ask for referrals. The first is time. I'm time starved. I just don't have the time. The second is skills. I don't know how to create a process. I don't know how to make the ask. The third is anxiety. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. For some of us, it might be downright terrifying. And so there's a lot of apprehension that comes with that. Some of us are unsure. We don't know when to make the ask, what to say, how to say it, and we just lack the confidence to do so. And then my favorite reason for not doing referrals is that it sounds salesy. Oh man, I do not want to be perceived as a salesperson. And then the last is judgment. I'm afraid of looking desperate. I'm afraid of what somebody might think if I ask for the business. So these are typically the top reasons that we see, again, roadblocks or hindrances for implementing. Let's first address the concern of being salesy. First and foremost, just get over it. Sales is an essential function of your business, truly. So if you're focusing on trying not to be in sales, if you're focusing on not sounding salesy, if you don't want to even embrace that sales is a component of your responsibility, then you're really going to limit your potential. So embrace sales as a function of your business, just like it is for any other business. Sales are essential for growth, for revenue, for profit, for the ability to hire additional team members. You need those sales. But other ways that you can do this so that you don't feel maybe salesy in the moment is ensure that you have some level of relationship or rapport with the individual, and then ask them in a way that's really comfortable and authentic to you. Don't take a script that someone else wrote and try to mimic it. Make sure that you're adapting things for your style, your tone, your approach. And then make sure that you're practicing and preparing. Use friends, family, if you have a coach, if you have colleagues that you can talk with about this. Hey, let me bounce something off you. I have a referral source I'm meeting with. I want to ask for business. Give me your thoughts. Or, I want to start incorporating this as part of my client meetings. Can I practice with you? Practice and repetition are going to be really important in ensuring that you're comfortable and you're confident with doing this. And then never assume. It's really important to regularly let your clients and your referral sources know, whether it's at the conclusion of a case, somewhere in the middle, at the start and setting the stage, wherever it is, just letting them know that your practice thrives on referrals from people just like them. And especially don't make assumptions when it comes to family and friends. I'm convinced that your various circles probably have very little understanding of what you do for a living, let alone know who would be an appropriate person to send to you for business. So, it's a great opportunity to have these conversations with your inner circle where it's maybe feels a little safer. Talk with family, talk with friends about the type of work that you do, the type of people you work with, why you do what you do. Even your referral sources need reminded. So even the folks that have sent you business in the past, they need to hear from you, and they need to be reminded that you desire more work from them and that you appreciate the work that they've sent and that you hope to continue to get more work from them. And then your clients love you, so help them to help you. All of this requires the willingness to ask for the business. So we think about, again, developing a process for your practice and in making sure that referral marketing is really top of mind. We need to kind of break out the different components of the referral process. The first is the time investment. And this often is that initial hurdle as to why people don't start doing it, because I haven't given it enough thought. I haven't done it before. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to ask. So there's some build up or some development at the forefront before you just dive into this, if you don't already have some of these tactics incorporated. But I want you to think of referral marketing as the master strategy in your marketing program or your marketing initiatives. Nothing is going to pay greater dividends over time than referral marketing. And again, it's going to require some time investment, but with practice, with consistency, it's going to pay off like no other marketing initiative that you have in place. And it's really a great proactive marketing measure. A lot of the marketing that you'll do is a passive form of marketing, right? Your website, your ads, billboards, things like that. You're hoping that somebody sees it and resonates with them at the time in which they need your services. This referral strategy is an offensive move, and again, more proactive. So the time investment's well worth it. But again, the preparation is not only that tactical planning, the what am I going to say, how am I going to say it, practicing, but again, some work on the personal level as well, especially for those of you that might resonate with being somebody who is very hesitant around referrals and asking for business. So develop scripts and develop different variations of those scripts. Your script should be a little different for each of the different audiences that you would be asking for referrals from. And then identify your top 20. Who are your 20 best referral sources? If you don't have 20, go out and find 20. So the goal would be to have a strong number of referral sources, because marketing is a numbers game. And the more referral sources you have that are sending you business, the more cases, the more volume you're going to experience. If you have just 1 or 2 or even 3 referral sources, and anything happens to that relationship, anything happens to that individual, that could have a tremendous impact on your practice. And so you want to give yourself a safety net. Also, consider the rule of three here. At Atticus, we love working with our attorneys in committing to the rule of three marketing contacts every single week. If that seems like an unrealistic number, or you're only doing maybe 3 per year, then start with 3 per month, but work quickly to get to 3 per week. Again, the consistency piece is really important here, and the numbers game component of this. And then make sure that you're identifying what is our referral process and what are our referral process communications and follow-up. Develop those processes. It really should start with your intake process. Consider your case management system and how that can support you. Consider what you're saying and doing during closings or signings, and then tracking and following up. So you can't measure or you can't manage what you don't measure. So track the metrics that are associated with the activities that you're doing. And again, ensure that you have some measure of follow-up with your audiences. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But the building and nurturing piece is really important here. You are in the people business. So it's important that you stay connected and be present and strengthen those relationships as well as build new ones, striving for top of mind awareness so that when those individuals have somebody in front of them that they can be sending to you, they're thinking of you and doing that. When you look around, really referral sources are everywhere. So here's your top buckets for where your referral sources can come from. Your clients should be one of the best referral sources you have. They really should be a walking billboard for your practice. And if you treat them well and give them a really positive client experience, this will be the case. Every client should feel valued. You don't want to have inattention to customer service. That can really kill a client referral based an initiative really quickly. So train your team on customer service, train your team on what you expect, and again, create processes associated with customer service and client experience, and then incentivize that customer service and even referrals by your team members. And then if there are customer service issues that arise from time to time, which is inevitable, make sure that you're personally addressing those with those individuals. It goes a long way to build goodwill and rapport. And then your referral sources, whether they are existing referral sources that you have, but could be more impactful to your business, or somebody that is not yet referring business, but is on your radar and could be a really powerful referral source. Make sure that you're being persistent. Again, this is some of the head trash that we tell ourselves, is that I don't want to be a pest, I don't want to be a nuisance. But again, we're all very busy and we need those little nudges from time to time, and we need to be reminded. So keep them in the loop, keep them in your thoughts and your communications. And then when someone sends you business, think about, how are you keeping them in the loop or keeping them updated throughout that? Do you have a follow-up in place? Are you giving them updates on case statuses? Make sure that you thank them, send them a gift, send them business, or provide a shout out to them on social media. There are a number of ways that you can kind of express gratitude for their trust. The trust that they put in you, the trust that they've given to send business to you, to talk with their friends and family about you, and to support your business. So make that part of your process as well. And then again, just make sure you're considering top of mind awareness and ways to stay connected. Don't make those assumptions about any of these audiences. So often it's easy for us to tell ourselves that, well, they know what I do. If they had someone to send to me, they would. Or they probably already have an attorney that they send referrals to, so they're not going to send me any business. Again, we can convince ourselves very easily, or find a lot of creative avoidance mechanisms to prevent ourselves from giving attention to this. So revisit this frequently with each of these respective groups. And there's going to be times where it makes sense to visit with them, to educate them, and to re-educate them so that they know, once again, that you thrive on referrals and that you want additional business, but further, that you are able to articulate to them, this is what a good referral looks like for us. This is who an ideal client is. So speaking of which, do you know who your ideal client is? Do you have a profile developed for your ideal client? If you haven't, you really should, because this is going to help you articulate that to your audience and make sure that you're not just getting any client or any case, but that you're really getting the types of clients that you want to work with, the type of work that you're passionate about and want to do. And this is really important if there are any of you out there who are transitioning into other practice areas or want more of one type of work than what you're currently getting. And so when you want to make that transition, it's even more important that you can really describe your ideal client with as much detail as possible, that you're really clear on what you're asking, and that you again align that with, this is my A-level client, this is my preferred type of work that I'm doing. Because if you don't know who your ideal client is, well, then no one else does. So be sure that you've identified that. Then once you have your ideal client profile, then you can better craft what we call your practice focus statement. This is a succinct way to tell others what you do and who you help. So I'm an attorney specializing in blank. I help individuals, families, businesses, again, fill in the blank, who are stressed, worried, dealing with, wanting, again, fill in the blank. Use these emotion triggered words because it helps it resonate with people. It helps them say, oh, they're talking about me, or they're talking about somebody I know, because I know somebody who's feeling that. And then another way that you could consider shaping this so that it's actually an ask is to say, a good referral for us is someone who blank. Often they need fill in the blank, or are struggling to fill in the blank. Can you think of anyone you know who might benefit from our services? So again, just a variation of making it a statement versus making it a question. So when you're wanting to inform people about what you do, use the statement. When you want to ask for business, you're converting it into a question. And then use words like, can I ask you a favor? Can I ask you a question? Would it be okay if? Or I don't suppose, can I make a request? People genuinely want to help other people so they can do so more effectively, more easily when they know how and when they're specifically asked for that. So here's some things to consider when we're making that ask. First is the acknowledgement. This is important, especially when we're asking from existing clients or existing referral sources. We want to acknowledge acknowledge the privilege that we've had and the appreciation that we have to be trusted with their case or trusted with their client. So this includes sharing why you enjoyed working with them or why you love the types of clients that they send to you, because maybe they were proactive, because they were participative, maybe they really had a lot of trust and confidence in you, maybe they appreciated the process or the value that you provided, maybe they loved working with your team, they were just really great to work with. So what is the why that you really liked about them as a client or them as a referral source? And then again, the why further is, I respect or I appreciate that trait because. Why does it matter to you? Why do you care about that? So spend a little bit of time expressing your feelings about what makes them a great client or a great referral source. And then, you'd be honored to get a referral from them, whether they're a client, whether it's a referral source. And in a client situation, sometimes I've heard language used, the best compliment I could receive is the gift of the referral of your friends and family. Or in a situation where you're talking with a referral source, I continue to be honored to support your clients and look forward to continuing our relationship. So again, it's demonstrating and it's building that rapport, and then remind them, right? That's the final component here. Send me more business. I loved working with you as a client. I would love to work with your friends, your family, your colleagues who are experiencing the same issues or challenges or have the same hopes and desires that you do, right? Or I've really enjoyed our professional relationship. I really enjoy the clients that you've sent to me, and I look forward to an ongoing relationship with you and the opportunity to continue to partner with you in this capacity. And the final tactic with this process that we're going to talk about today is the follow-up and the tracking. Again, this is really important. We can often really easily become complacent. And it's not that we don't mean to be, or that we intend to be complacent. And it's not that we mean to take that new business for granted. But when we're in the throes of our business and getting work out the door and managing team members and everything that comes with being an attorney or being an attorney business owner, it's often, we're just going through the motions. And so, which is, another reason why we just have to be really on purpose about this process. Have I blocked out time every week or every month to evaluate these things? Have I done adequate follow-up with my referral sources? Do they know that they're appreciated? And do they know that I'm looking forward to getting more business from them? So create follow-up measures to your ask. Don't leave it to chance that they're going to follow through. And then make sure and track it. Where are your referrals coming from? Who is sending you the best clients, the best cases? Ensure that these individuals are part of your bigger initiatives, like your holiday parties or your holiday gift giving, client appreciation events, or again, other bigger initiatives that you might have that help you nurture and support those relationships. And again, that demonstration and appreciation aligns with the impact that they've had on your practice. So if you are tracking it, you can see that there are going to be some individuals that have had a much more profound impact on your practice than others. Your level of appreciation should reflect that, right? And it also means that not all referral sources are created equal. And so a blanket approach to the top of mind awareness, to gift giving, to appreciation demonstration isn't a one size fits all, right? So you might want to consider, how do I really demonstrate this to these individuals that have had that impact on my practice? So again, how many referrals are you receiving per month? This should start with your intake process. Hopefully you're already asking every new prospective client, how did you hear about us? Who can we thank for introducing you to us? Where did you find us? Those kind of questions. If you're not, make sure you're doing that right away. This is not only helpful for your referral marketing, but really for all your marketing activities, because you want to be able to measure, how many clients is my website sending me? How many clients are coming through ads, through billboard, through webinars or speaking engagements, through any other initiatives that we have in place? And then make sure you're tracking that, that prospect by the person who's sending them to you. Again, this is going to help you identify who's my top 20 and in what order are those folks in the top 20 list. And then what classification are they? Is this individual a past client, an attorney, a professional, an agency, a group? Again, if this can be tracked and measured in a contact management software you have, fantastic. But good old Excel works in this case as well. So again, we want you to strive for top 20 list, 20 that are good, consistent referral sources that you know and that know your ideal client profile. So this means that we've got to nurture those folks and really get to know them. And then the marketing contacts we've talked about, strive for 3 per week, and then measure your personal progress on the approach and the implementation for all of this. And to do that, we have the Referable Lawyer Scorecard. Again, Abby's going to put this into the chat box for you. And this is just something to go through so that you can use this to determine, what is my current baseline? And then be able to come back to it and revisit it as you've started implementing some of these adjustments, right? And then determine where you might have the greatest opportunity for progress. Again, be objective when you're going through this. It's, you're the only one seeing it, and it gives you a really strong baseline to be, a little bit critical of yourself and also hold yourself accountable to making gains in these areas. So where do you fall within these various aspects, and how can you move from being reactive to strategic? And then regardless of whether the prospect engages with you or not, be sure to thank them. Even again, if they didn't engage you, we're going to send these slides out so you can read this information in greater detail. We're at time, so I want to make sure that we're getting through the rest of this and able to address any questions if we have those. But I want to also provide an opportunity for you all today. If your business, business growth for your practice is an integral part of your 2023 plan, then we invite you to join us for an event that we have called Growth Strategies for Profitability, Tee-Up for 2023. This is a workshop that's taking place on November 18th. It is a virtual workshop, and it'll be a webinar based, but it's focused on how to develop strategies and business skills so you can improve the growth of your law firm in the new year ahead. So we're going to talk about skills to improve your revenue, how to hire a productive team, cash flow profitability, and more. That again, you can see that on the website. But as thank you for joining us today. We'd like to give you a discount off this. You could take half off of registration for this 90-minute webinar, typically $99. And again, we'll take half off. Abby's putting that information in the chat box, and you'll have it in the follow-up email as well. So if you can join us, we'd love to have you for that event. And then with that, I just want to say, don't set this aside and forget it. A successful program really, again, requires that time investment to establishment, to implement it, and then tweaking and honing, and the ongoing commitment to consistency. So if you do all of those things, you really will have a dramatic impact on your practice. We're at time. If you need to jump, I totally understand that. But if you have questions, I have some time available so I can stay on and address any of those if anybody has any. I don't know if we had any in the chat box, Abby.
No, we don't have any in the chat box, but if anyone does have any, you can feel free to unmute or you can raise your hand, and Lori can answer those questions for you.
I know we talked, I talked quickly, but hopefully there was, William, go ahead.
How do we get the discount for that workshop?
Well, let me go back here. Again, Abby's, there's a chat box, and Abby puts the link in there. And then when you go to check out, essentially, you just enter the code refer 50, and it'll take 50% off the registration fee. And then again, Abby, in a day, 2 days tops, they'll have an email in their inbox with a link to the slides, a link to the recording, and we'll also include this information in the email as well. So you can link directly from that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns about implementing an effective referral program for your practice? All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys. Stop recording.